Hello everybody and welcome to the next tutorial. Now we want to discuss the question, what is actually the difference between the relative and the absolute Xpath? And I would like to show it to you with a practical example. That means please follow me along. Now here I've prepared this notebook and our goal is to navigate to this Wikipedia site, right? And we want to scrape all these countries, okay? In two different ways. First of all, we use the relative Xpath, and in the second example, we use the absolute Xpath, okay? Let's go. So first of all, let's go to this page here, and we want to right click on the first country, okay? Right click and inspect, and you just need to keep in mind actually two different things. When you use the absolute Xpath, you need to start your Xpath expression from the root element, okay? So I want to show it to you. So this is the root element of this HTML structure, and whenever you use the absolute Xpath, you need to start your expression from this point. Whenever you use the relative Xpath, it actually doesn't matter where inside this HTML structure you start. You just need to provide your starting element. That's it, okay? And in our example, we will start and we want to create the relative Xpath for that. That means I click on inspect, and then I want to inspect the first country. Click on that. And now you see we are here, right? And this should be actually my starting point for the relative Xpath. That means here I will just double click on the row, because again, as a refresher, this TD table data is our tag, scope is the attribute, and row itself is our value. I double click on row, copy it, Control F until we see this small window here. Okay. And I guess I need to inspect it again, and I do. All right, this is our starting point. Okay, that means // td at scope equals to row. Okay, and whenever we use the relative Xpath, we need to make sure we start with this convention. Okay, // and then we have our tag, we have the attribute, and we have the value itself. Now we are here, you see this yellow highlight, and what we need to do is we need to traverse down to this anchor tag. Okay, so / and A, and now you see on the left side that now we are targeting our countries, and this is actually what we want to achieve. Okay, so this is the relative Xpath for the countries, and now I will copy that expression and paste it just inside our notebook. And what I also want to do is I want to initialize everything. So afterwards, after this initialization step is done, I want to run the script, and I want to show you how we can extract this data by using this relative Xpath. That's it. But I don't want to do everything from scratch, so I want to just copy from my other notebook, and we can go then line by line. First of all, we need to import the WebDriver from the Selenium library. This is step number 1. And then in the next step, what we want to do is we want to store the website inside a variable. So this is our URL, and this is our variable for that. Okay. Next, I want to just copy this, paste it here. Okay. First of all, we need to initialize our driver. Okay, driver, and we work with the Chrome driver. This is the path where my Chrome driver is stored. Then driver.get website. We want to open this website. We want to maximize the window. And you see here that we need to create our Xpath locator. Okay. And this is actually the variable where our results will be stored. And you see here, this is actually exact what we have here. This is our Xpath expression, our relative Xpath expression for the countries. Okay, that means I can just delete this row because we have taken a look how to build that. Okay, I will just remove that one. And then we need to write down a simple for loop because we want to loop through this list here and print out all the countries. I mean, this is actually it. Now let's run this short script and let's see what happens, okay? First I run this import, then the second one, and now I will run this short snippet here, okay? Let's go. And we see here this website is opening, okay? Maximize window. And now, after a few seconds, everything should be fine actually. And I've forgotten to close the driver or the browser, but it's not a big deal. Just can minimize it. And the only thing what we are actually interested in is the result. And now you see that we have successfully printed out every result here by using the relative Xpath. And now what we want to do is exact the same. We want to have exact the same result with the only difference that now we will use the absolute Xpath. Okay, so let's go. We will just copy these lines, go down, paste it here. Okay, and now we have to remove this relative expression and build our absolute expression. Okay, let's do this. And again, so 1 second, let me drink something. And whenever you start your absolute Xpath expression, you need to start from the root element, which is this one. Okay, let's do this. So first of all, this is HTML. Okay, then we need to take a look at the structure itself. So we have the the head, then the body. Okay, and we need to navigate to the body, right? Let's do this. So slash body. Then we open the body here. Okay. Then we need to navigate to, so let me just take a look, to this content. Okay, that means div number 1, 2, 3. Let's just do it. So it's slash div number 3. Then what we need to do is to navigate again down to the first div, second div, to the third div in order to be able to get this body content. Okay, that means again slash div number 3. And then in the next step, what we have to do is we need to go down again, but this time we have to get to div number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to this one. Okay, let's do it. So slash div number 5. Afterwards, we open it. And then we go to the first div. You see this process is actually longer than the other one. So again, div number 1. And now what we have to do is the following. Let's take a look what can be the next. And voila, we have our table. Okay, we have the table. That means slash table. And afterwards, we need to traverse down to our T body. Okay, because we have a table head, table body. We need to go to table body. Okay, so it's T body. And then in the next step, what we have to do is, let's take a look. Let's go down. And now we can target again this TD scope row. Again, you can remember in our last example, this was our starting point. And for now, since we are here, we see this yellow highlighting. Okay, from here, we can jump directly to this point. If you build your structure and you want to skip a few tags, you can do it by writing down slash slash. Okay, again, if you use just one slash, that means your next tag is the next child element. And if you have 2 slashes, that means you want to skip a few tags. It's not a big deal, you can do it. And then we can proceed with td, right? td add scope equals to row. Okay, so now we are here. Again, we started a few seconds ago from tbody. Then we skipped all this tags here and we jumped to this point. That means we have this double slash because of skipping. Then td tag, scope attribute, and the row value itself. Okay, and then again slash and a. And now we have reached again the step where we have the locator for our countries. Let's press Ctrl A to highlight everything, copy this expression, go back to the Jupyter notebook. So it's, where is it? It's here, right? And here inside this driver.findElements by Xpath, I will just paste this expression and you see what the difference is. So this is our Absolute Xpath and this is very much longer than our Relative Xpath. Okay, and this is actually it for now. Let me just run everything again. And here I will add the statement that I want this driver to be closed at the end. Okay, so driver.close. And now if I run it, let's see what happens. Okay, it's opening. Driver is maximizing. Okay, and now driver was closed. Let's go down and see what we have. So we have again our results. Okay, and that's it. So you see we have reached actually the same steps. We have successfully opened the browser, printed out all the countries, and then this browser was closed. Here we used the Relative Xpath, which is a lot shorter, and we start wherever we want inside the HTML elements. And here we used the Absolute Xpath, starting from the root, and we have successfully grabbed what we wanted, which is exactly the same what we have in the first example. Okay, I hope this topic was not too confusing. If you have any kind of questions, please let me know, and I see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.